What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dylan. Today we're going to be talking about some paranormal drama. It's twofold. One, because I just came from the New Jersey Paranormal Expo and I had the chance to talk to Jason Hawes in person about the Conjuring House and everything going on with that. There's some developments with Pennhurst and a local location as well. But I'm also bad at my job. I'm filming this at like 2 a.m. Wednesday morning when this is going to go out at like 11 a.m. Wednesday. So, whoops. Do me a huge favor too, if you guys want to see a certain type of content, if you like the paranormal drama type videos, if you like ghost hunting videos, you want more vlogs, whatever, let me know down in the comments what you want to see going on the channel in the future so I have some ideas going forward. In my stream, somebody just recommended Randonautica. I never even considered that. I'm not really sure how it works. I'll have to do some research, but that seems kind of fun. I'll have to try Randonautica in future videos. But let's get into the drama. So for starters, with the Conjuring House, the GoFundMe has reached over $300,000. It was so cool to have the chance to talk to Jason Hawes in person at the New Jersey Paranormal Expo this past weekend. It was a great convention, first of all. It was a great time. It's really fun to see people that we don't have the chance to see all the time, like Brian and Rochelle, Johnny Zaffis, Jason, JV, Kalani, all these other people that we don't usually have the chance to sit down with and talk to. It was just cool to see them. You know, very similar to last week's vlog from Los Angeles as well. It's just cool to see friends outside of a strictly business setting, because New Jersey, they do a VIP party where everybody just kind of hangs out, gets some food, gets some drinks. It's very chill. You know, it's a good time. It was such a weird experience. I was sitting down at one of the tables. I was having some dinner, talking to Steve, talking to Kalani, talking to Saf, and I was having a drink, and Jason came over to me and he said, "Hey, can I talk to you for a minute?" And I felt like I was in class, right? I was a little scared. This guy I grew up watching on TV, and he's like, "Hey, can I just pull you aside for a minute?" So I stood up and I walked over, and we talked about the Conjuring House. He's commented on a few of my TikToks that I posted regarding the Conjuring House news, and he was just wanting to talk about the Conjuring House in person. So first and foremost, again, the GoFundMe has reached over $300,000, which is a huge milestone. Jason did not anticipate all of this support in the beginning. He thought that maybe he would garner a few $100 and it would end there, but this has definitely become a huge movement in the paranormal field, and I think he would be a great caretaker for the house. He's talked about all these issues online, but it was very cool to talk to him in person about these issues that he wanted to address with me, because there are a few things going around online that I feel like are misconceptions at this point. A lot of people are saying, well, Jason's a millionaire. Why does he need people's money to buy the Conjuring House? It seems like I'm just pitching in money for him to buy the house. Well, yes, you can look at it that way. But if he buys the house for, let's say it goes for $1 million, because last time it went for $1.5 million. So let's say the market value has dropped because of all the drama. Let's say it sells for $1 million, right? How is Jason meant to recoup this money and also do renovations on the house? Whether pipes have burst, whether the exterior needs work because of all the crazy weather we're getting in the Northeast right now. How is he going to allow people to visit the Conjuring House for an affordable amount and also do all of this work? The GoFundMe, in his words, is meant to be a way to offset the initial cost so he can make it a place that people can visit, they can afford to visit, because previously to film this location, I believe it was $1,500, and that prices out a lot of teams who never have had the chance in the past to go to the Conjuring House. So his entire movement is based around making it a lot more affordable for teams to experience the Conjuring House and save it so Andrea Perrin can rest assured that it's in good hands for the future. Another point I like to bring up too, a lot of sites say that Jason Hawes is worth $3.3 million. Now, the site that I've been seeing plugged, first of all, these sites are never accurate. They're always just assumptions based on what market values are for appearing on a TV show for X amount of years. You know, it's basically a huge calculation that is based on assumptions. This one website that I've seen a lot of people cite say that Jason Hawes has been on TV for the past 3 decades. He's worth at least $3.3 million. Let's say that's true, right? If he's worth that much money, would you spend a third plus of your life's work on buying a house that people are going to hate you for? I don't know. I don't know if I would personally. It might be the right thing to do, but that's a lot of money to spend that you've been working on, garnering your entire life, only for people to hate you either way. I don't know. Drop your comments down below on what you think. Hi, this is Editor Dylan here. I realized that I talked more about how cool it was to talk to Jason Hawes rather than actually talk about what we talked about, so I'm adding this in really quick. But basically what we discussed is the fact that he wants to make it affordable. That is a sentiment that he echoed multiple different times, and I find it very funny. A lot of the people who hate the idea of the GoFundMe, they say, I don't want to pay for this millionaire to buy the house. They also say that they don't want a huge company to get it, or they don't want somebody to buy it and then charge $3,000 a night for people to go in there. I feel like that's kind of what we're between right now, though. Jason Hawes' whole idea behind the GoFundMe as it stands right now is to lower the initial investment to offset the cost that he incurs by purchasing the house and having to do all the renovations. Whereas if a private investor walks in with $2 million, let's just say, they're trying to outbid everybody. They give whoever the current lender is that has the mortgage $2 million just so there's no competition. They're going to have to recoup their money somehow. That's why previously the last owner charged so much. She wasn't in the paranormal, to my knowledge, before she took ownership of the Conjuring House, so I don't think she really had a frame of reference for how much a location should charge. As a result, she saw an investment that she made, and she needed to recoup this money, so she charged a certain amount where the math adds up, where if she sold so many dates, she would recoup her money and be able to keep the business afloat. The same thing would happen with Jason if he walked to the house alone and bought the house just with his own liquid funds. He would have to do the same thing. He would have to charge a certain amount where they make enough money where he can pay his mortgage, they can pay heat, lights, etc., and renovations. But he doesn't want to charge an arm and a leg. So I don't know. I always just kind of laugh when I see people complain about the GoFundMe, but then they also say they don't want somebody to walk in and just buy it by themselves. The GoFundMe is directly antithetical to large amounts of money being owed to investigate the house, But yeah, that's mainly the sentiment that he echoed, is he wants to make it very affordable. This is not something that he initially planned on doing. When the Heinzens were getting ready to sell the house, they put out some feelers, and Jason Hawes was approached to purchase the house, but he didn't have any interest in it. He said that when Andrea made her plea, he was going to give it a shot. He made the GoFundMe. He didn't expect it to go very far, but he's been blown away by all the support the community has shown him. He's very excited to see where it goes. He had said he looks to establish some sort of trust, so there's some sort of legal framework for if, God forbid, anything happens to him, the house doesn't fall into some sort of limbo again. He also said that he seeks to prevent people from lining their pockets, as he put it, just by being affiliated with the house. He said if he establishes some sort of trust, then it'll be more of like a self-sufficient sort of place. Any profits that they make would end up going back into the house and covering the expenses that the house has, whether it be renovations with heat, lights, etc. Whereas if it was privately owned, he would be concerned, and he understands people's concerns, that it would just become like a money farm or a money pit, But I'm going to send you back to past Dylan so we can talk about Pennhurst. But shifting gears a little bit, let's talk about Pennhurst Asylum. So my other video that I talked about paranormal drama in, we recently broached the topic, or briefly broached the topic, I should say, about Pennhurst Asylum. There's this idea that it's going to sell so a data center can be developed on the site. Now, Gen Z Paranormal, who I referenced in the past video as well, make sure you go check him out because he's been cranking out updates. He's very locked in with everything that's going on with Pennhurst. But to my understanding, the Pennhurst situation is looking pretty bleak. Owners essentially said it's not if, it's when Pennhurst sells. So I'm not exactly sure what is going to come out of that situation. Again, if you want the full story, make sure you go to Gen Z Paranormal on TikTok. I'll link his TikTok account down below. But long story short, Pennhurst is not looking great. But another location close to home is also not looking too great. The Old Washington County Jail in Salem, New York is a location that I've been going to since I was 12. I've been ghost hunting there for almost, 11 and a half years now. And I had the chance to see the courthouse flourish over the years. I don't know how to put this. It's very weird. It's a place that I've been visiting for so long. It never, I guess, was a thought that it could possibly go away. But according to our contact at the Old Washington County Jail in Salem, New York, the ghost hunting program is suspended indefinitely. Now, our contact at the jail, we've been working with since we started ghost hunting there, and he's been a volunteer the entire time. He's been the only volunteer the entire time. And we've been visiting there for at least 11 years. That's how long I've been going, but I believe Steve has been going even longer. But this year, we were double booked on 2 separate occasions. The first time, we figured it was just like a mistake. Mistakes happen, is what it is, it's part of life. But a concert was going on, and we had to push our entire ghost hunting event back by like an hour and a half. We figured, okay, it won't happen again, it's all cool. But this past month, or this past October rather, we had another double booking, which in the past 6 years of us doing haunted nights and in the past 11 years of me going to ghost hunts, I don't think we've ever been double booked. So to be double booked twice in the same year by a location that we have a very good working relationship with was very shocking to us. But according to our contact at the jail, ghost hunting is suspended indefinitely. I have an email from the courthouse that I'm not going to show this time because it's still a situation that is developing, in which they basically say that they're suspending ghost hunting because they want to see how it works under their insurance. But I don't really understand how this is now a problem after they've done ghost hunting the past decade. But I'm going to reach out to them this week and try to see if I can help them develop their ghost hunting program, because they had talked about having interest in expanding how many ghost hunts they do. But obviously this is a stark change of pace. How do they do a total 180 of wanting to do more ghost hunting in the future, but now all of a sudden ghost hunting is suspended indefinitely? I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully I can have a better update for you guys in the future, but that is what I'm working with right now. This location that I've been going to for the past decade plus, one of the first spots that I ever visited in the ghost hunting world to explore the paranormal, is now closed for ghost hunting, at least for the time being. I always find it so interesting too. Locations don't seem to value ghost hunting. Some locations, I should say. Locations like Wilson Castle understand how big ghost hunting is. It's an entirely different market. It's an entirely different demographic, because you have some people who love history, you have some people who love architecture, some people who love ghost hunting, and I feel like ghost hunters love everything. It's all encompassing. So people travel far and wide. I mean, look at us. We travel far and wide to go to big name locations, lesser known locations, everything in between. We end up staying in Airbnbs, we stay in hotels, we go out to eat at restaurants, we have to get gas, we get energy drinks. We help the local economy while also helping preserve these historical sites. And some locations just don't seem very apt to support their ghost hunting programs. I don't know if that really made sense. Long story short, I find it very interesting how so many different historic sites don't really understand what ghost hunting can do for them. Like, another great example is West Virginia. West Virginia's tourism website currently has a haunted history trail that you can go on. I believe it's 21 or 22 different sites that you can visit, and there's like a little digital passport that you download on your phone. Each spot that you visit is 100 points, and they have a ton of different prizes you can get shipped to your house for free, where basically you visit all these different spots in West Virginia and then you get free swag for doing it, pretty much. But it's a very cool trail. I wish that more states and more locations would do stuff like that, because they're using the paranormal, they're using historical tourism in a positive light. Like, the state of West Virginia has realized how big historical tourism is and how big ghost hunting is, and they've merged these two things. It started in the fall, so I'm a little bit late to the party on this one, but they've merged these two ideas in order to promote people visiting West Virginia and touring the entire state. They have locations in the very northeast corner all the way down to the southwest corner. So in order to visit all 21 or 22 spots, you have to traverse the entire state of West Virginia. It's brilliant in my opinion, because even if they don't like ghost hunting, at the end of the day, I'm sure there's a ton of haunted locations out there that do ghost hunts that don't actually like ghost hunting, but they realize the value in allowing all of these people to visit. Places like Wilson Castle have saved their location largely in part due to ghost hunting. People traveling from far and wide to rent the location out for a night or to just visit for a day tour. That's huge. I don't know, so I kind of went on a tangent there, but hopefully in the future, in the coming weeks, I'll have a better update for you. Hopefully the old Washington County Jail is just going through a phase right now where they're trying to see how they can make ghost hunting work better for them, and they're not canceling ghost hunting entirely. But I will be sure to update you guys whenever I do have some more information on this whole situation, because like I said, it's a location that's very close to my heart. I've been going there for the past decade now. One of the first spots I ever had the chance to visit, and the fact that all of a sudden in the span of 6 months our relationship is soured with them, it's kind of sad. I don't know. That's pretty much all I got for you right now. Sorry, this is kind of a shorter video. There's not too much that I wanted to talk about in terms of paranormal drama. If there's anything that's going on in the paranormal world that I didn't address in this video, please drop a comment, let me know. I can do some research. I'll post about it on TikTok if I don't post about it here next week. Make sure you follow all my other social medias linked down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new, because I don't usually do paranormal drama videos, but you guys seem to like the last one. I do a ton of stuff, from ghost hunting to video games to everything in between. I think I'm also due for another Q&A soon. What do you guys think? Thank you for watching either way, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.